So today's session is about how to build a perfect CV slash resume. So today we are basically going to discuss about CVs because that is our basic focus is because most of the law internships they ask from us a CV. So that is why I am going to majorly focus on the CV aspect, but I am going to briefly discuss about resume and portfolio as well. Okay, so this is your session. Okay. So I have used three terms: CV, resume, and portfolio. So what is the difference between these three? Okay, so the different what is a CV? So CV is basically a academic and a legal profile. It is of 1 to 2 pages maximum, and it includes education, internships, moods, skills, competitions, everything, and in detail. So you have to mention about your internships, your role. In detail means at least in 3 to 4 lines, so that your role can be explained well. Then in resume, it is for jobs, and some internships also ask for resumes, and it is ideally of 1 page, and it is basically summary of your experiences and relevant skills. So for example, if you are applying for a particular job, let's say I'm applying for a job of researcher. So ideally my resume should focus on my roles as I have done in prior internships or experiences that I have in researching only. So I need not to include other of my experience apart from the researching skills and other aspects of researching as well. So this is what resume is about. And then portfolio. So portfolio is basically to showcase actual work, and it varies. It includes like vlog links, designs, research samples, etc. So basically I'm taking the example of freelancers because most of us are aware of that concept. So portfolios, the freelancers basically make their portfolios, and to their prospective clients, they send this portfolio, and the clients would go through the portfolio and see what are the things that have been done by this particular person, and that way it helps to build, I think, trust between those two and forget other works. So this is the work of portfolio. I hope that you all understood what is the difference between CV, resume, and portfolio. And so for law students and freshers, CV and resumes are often used interchangeably. But for us, we mostly use CVs. Okay, so why it matters? CV, first of all, it is the first impression. Whenever you send out your application, you always attach your CV with that. And the person assessing the CV, your application will go through your CV and understand what kind of individual or person this student is. So this acts as your first impression. It shows your dedication and seriousness. How it will show dedication and seriousness? Very basic question. So see, if I get two resumes, for example, we, like you all know that we make applications out for internships, and we you know uh, uh, add this section as well where you have to upload your CVs. And when we go through those CVs, so we basically see a lot of kind of CVs, and I'm going to discuss about those types as well in later part of this session. So basically, where if I'm seeing a CV where there are spelling mistakes in the very first line, in the name of where it is mentioned email address and it is written phone number, so it shows that you are not serious enough to, apply. You are not serious enough to even recheck what you have mentioned in your 2 pages of CV. So it shows your dedication and seriousness, your CV. It boosts your chance for internships and roles. A well-drafted CV enhances your chance to get a call for interview and even get directly selected. Also, so that is its impact. It builds confidence in interviews and networking. So in interviews also, if you have mentioned everything correctly, and you know what you have mentioned in your CV, so it becomes easier for you to explain what experiences do you have and everything. So there are people who try to fabricate internships and add false experiences using AI. So that gets caught in within 2 minutes when they appear in interviews. So that is why it is important. Now, what is the basic structure of CV and resume, CV slash resume? However, these two are different, but there is certain similarities which I'm going to discuss. I will point out in the later part. Okay. So in your CV, firstly there is header where you have to mention your name, email ID, LinkedIn, and email and LinkedIn should be professional only, and your name, whichever is mentioned in your college's attendance list. Then your career objective. So see, whenever you are applying for internship, try to make your or draft your career objective to align with that internship's entire work profession, whatever it is. For example, if I'm applying for an internship which is basically which is majorly focusing on drafting part or writing, legal writing part, and I'm emphasizing that I'm very good mooter, and I have very good public speaking skills. So uh, that might not be meeting the career objectives. So if I'm applying for a researcher job, I have to make my career objective aligned with that particular job or work. Then your educational qualifications. Here you have to mention your college's name, your year, and if it is preferable, but if you want to, you can skip also. So you can add your grade as well. Then internships and work experience. This is the most important part of your CV because it defines what you have actually learned before entering to a particular job. So here you have to mention all the internships that you have done so far, and try to highlight the relevant ones. So if you are applying for researcher job, researcher internship, if you have done any other prior research related internship, you have to highlight that part. And apart from that, you have done 10 internships, just mention them all, that you have done these internships, and the relevant ones, just highlight them. Then your skills and certificates. So whatever soft skills you have, the certificates that you have earned, and achievements and competitions you have won. If you have won any of the competitions, just mention them. And also always mention the languages that you know, or so if you know two languages, just mention them, and that's it. This is what is the entire structure of a CV. Let me discuss what's inside it. Okay, so name and header part is very simple. There is no need to explain further. For objective tips here, career objective tips here, I have mentioned few things. First of all, it should be short and tailored to law academic goals. Okay, so ideally it should be of like 2 to 3 lines so that it is easier for the assessor to read it, right? So, for example, here it is mentioned to grow as a legal professional by gaining practical exposure, contributing actively, and learning through meaningful internship experience. This is just an example, but try to draft it by yourself. Do not use AI for drafting your career objectives. Okay. Then, how to write your education section. So you have to use reverse chronology method, and in this you have to write your degree's name first, then your institution's name, then the duration of your course. For example, mine is 2021 to 2026, so I will mention that. Then your grades. Grades are optional, but you can mention if you are in, for example, I'm in ninth semester, so I will mention the last semester, that is eight semesters grade if I have received that, because yeah, this is. And avoid clutter, keep it minimal and readable. So try to use a very professional font and the size. You have to be very careful with that. Then internship and experience tips. So you have to start by internships, or you can write experience, and then you have to under that header you have to you have to write all the internships that you have done. Just write the firm or organization's name, then the duration in month year to month year method, which means that if you have done an internship in the month of May to June. Then you have to mention May 2025 to June 2025. This is the method, and if you know the dates, you can mention the dates as well. And the role, what was your role in that internship? For example, it was a legal intern, a research intern, whatever it was. You have to just mention that and highlight that part. Then use bullet points to of your key tasks. So if you have done an internship of 1 month, so whatever the task you have done, just use bullet points to highlight those major, like in brief. You have to mention that in brief. So you can use these action words such as assisted, drafted, research, attended. So these are the words which you can use, and you can highlight the relevant ones. Then skills and certifications and tools. So here you have to mention your soft skills like legal writing, researching, communication, whatever it is. Then the tools that you know, for example, the basic tools that these online internships ask for you is like MS Word, Canva, Google Docs, and there are some others also, but these are the basic. Now people also ask for editing skills as well, so you can mention that too. Then for certifications, like whatever workshops you have attended, webinars, seminars, whatever you have done, like any kind of course, you can mention that all. Okay, then for formatting and design tips, apart from that, for the competitions, just if you have won any of the prizes, you can write that too and mention your position as well and highlight that part as well. Like the position, if you have gained any. If not, then it is okay. Okay, so formatting and design tips is the font size should be ideally it should be Times New Roman या फिर or it can be Calibri. Then the size should be 11 to 12. Then margins 1 inches all sides. Save as PDF. It should be well aligned. Avoid colors, selfies, long paragraphs, grammatical errors. So these things should be avoided. For example, there was a trend where people used to make although I have seen, even today, I see many of the CVs drafted in Canva using Canva. So avoid doing that because as when you see a CV with so many colors, you can't get to the content of it. You just get distracted with the colors and everything, the selfies that they have added. So avoid those things because this is not something for designing internship. It is for your learning, researching, something related to law. And designing is not at all related to law. So try avoiding that. And yes, long paragraphs avoid that because no one wants to read like 20 pages of CV, and of course grammatical errors. You can check your grammatical errors using AI. Use AI for checking your grammatical errors. So, what are the other common mistakes that you have to avoid is like using informal language, making it too long. Try to make your CV of maximum to maximum 2 pages. Do not exceed 2 pages limit, because no one going to scroll through all the 4 pages that you have mentioned about your experience and internships. No one is going to read it. So try to make it short so that even the assessor can go through your entire CV and it leaves a better impression than copy pasting from someone else's CV. We see like many people post the idle CV and something like that. So please, if you see any idle CV, just check it out and make it as per your I think आप कितने कैपेबल हो उस चीज को देख करके वो लिखो, किसी और का कॉपी करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Okay, and using outdated formats. So, for your reference, I think we have added in the Drive folder that we have provided the link earlier also in the group. So, we have added a sample CV there also. So, you can refer to that too for drafting your CV. And also, if you want to get your CV checked and assessed by us, you can send us your CV along with your name. So, we can also give you like feedbacks on your CV. Okay, so what makes a CV resume stand out? Neat format, honest and relevant content. So honest is basically why we have mentioned honest here, because I have personally seen many of the like, CVs where people try to add something very extravagant which is not. And when we honestly when we take interviews, it shows that they have not done that internship. They are just mentioning it for the sake of it, that they have arranged the certificate from Sandra, or even if they have done internship, they were not vigilant enough to understand the nature of the work. So yeah, try to be honest and write the content that is true to your knowledge. And yes, tailor your application each time whenever you are sending out your application for any of the internships. So whenever you are sending out your intern application, tailor your CV first, and then your application. So we draft every time, but for CVs, people often send similar CV again and again. Try to make changes in it every time you are sending out. Okay, then proofread it so there are no typos or errors. Okay. So what is a portfolio? It is a modern digital folder of your work. It includes blogs, article links, internship reviews, Canva posts, legal reels, and certificates. Great for those in content writing, design, or public facing legal roles. Portfolio is basically not for us for now, but if you are doing freelancing work or anything, then you can have your portfolio. and you have to make that by yourself. Now, for the final tips, you have to always keep your CV updated. Ask a senior or mentor to review it, and that is why we are asking you to. You can also get your CV reviewed from us. You can send us your CV. Then save different versions for different roles. You can save your CV, like if you are sending out different applications, just make a version of it and you can save it. And every time you send out application, just check it. If you want to add something else, you can add that to in your CV. Then keep building your LinkedIn alongside, and your LinkedIn is also many internships ask for your LinkedIn profile, and they go through your LinkedIn also, so you can maintain that too. Whatever. So this was it for the your CV. Now I'm done from my part. If you have any questions.